For this episode of Autosport Drives, we've come to Brands Hatch, where we're set for a frantic day of racing with touring car legend Anthony Reid. This is good old-fashioned club racing, in a run what you brung category for tin tops of the 1950s and 60s. We're teaming up with Reid to race a little Austin A30 known as Galloping Gertie in the HRDC Academy, a bespoke historic racing series for Austin A30s and A35s. Our car was lovingly restored by Alex Kinsman, but no matter how much love you show them in the garage, A30s still carry an evil reputation for ill handling, and everyone who's driven them warns you to be careful about rolling over. We've got two races in Gertie on the Brands Indy circuit, one for me driving solo, and one where Reid and I will share the driving. The car is quick, and Reid and I lapped the same tenth of a second in qualifying to put us on pole for both races. I was feeling buoyant, but my first race was not straightforward.
So it's been quite an action-packed day so far. We've just had the first race. That was pretty hectic. Two cars stalled on the grid. I was on the grass twice taking evasive action. Got sideswiped by a Jaguar. What else happened? Oh, then we hit an oil slick. And I passed two cars at once to win the race. So everything has been happening. It's been pretty frantic. We've got the two-driver race coming up later where Anthony will strut his stuff. There'll be a driver change. I'll be going second, I believe, because as Anthony says, it's easier to tighten the belts than it is to slacken them. So he's admitting that he's not as svelte as his co-driver, which is good for me. It's good having Anthony here because obviously he's got a lot of experience from touring car days, also from Le Mans, so he knows about pit stops and driver changes at pit stops. We've got elastic on the belts and lots of little procedures and things that he's spotted, attention to detail, which helps us try and maximise that pit stop. There's no minimum time for the pit stop, so the quicker you can get in and out, obviously there's a lot of time to be gained in the race there. Races, as ever when there are pit stops and driver changes, can be won and lost in the pit, so we'll be aiming to not lose hours in the pit lane.
It was Anthony's turn to drive at the start of the second race, and he did a stellar job dodging the predictable chaos. He ran inside the top 12 initially and gained more ground when two cars speared off the track and into the gravel trap at Clearways, causing a safety car. When racing resumed, Reid lapped the circuit in 63.9 seconds, matching the time we both achieved in qualifying as he chased after a Volvo Amazon. After another safety car period for debris, Reid decided to head for the pits for our mandatory driver change. All that pit stop practice during the lunch break paid off. What seemed like a lot of unnecessary effort at the time ultimately proved a masterstroke. Our driver change, which came during a mid-race safety car period, proved to be the second quickest in the entire field. At one stage, we were running inside the top 6 overall, one of the slowest cars on the grid. My bring it home stint was okay. I struggled for traction as the new tyres fitted before the race overheated. I had some difficulty negotiating traffic, which is always a problem in these multi-class grids with a significant variation in car performance. I also dropped to 8th on the last lap, getting mugged by an Alfa Romeo Giulia Super at the final corner. Not my finest moment in a racing car. I failed to contest the move and paid a price for focusing only on class victory and taking my eyes off the greater prize of a better overall result. But there was still plenty of reason to be cheerful in the Kinsman camp. Gertie completed a clean sweep of class success, pole, victory and fastest lap in both races. And Kinsman was delighted to finally collect some silverware after coming away empty-handed from the car's previous outings. A great result for Autosport too, with the very welcome help of a touring car legend.